YouTube is live, but it was the wrong link. All right, is D live now? No. Yes. All right, so we're live on everything. So welcome to Fren Report Live number 2. The first time I actually made it. Well, YouTube is live, but it was so I don't get the feedback. I had to mute there. Yeah. So welcome to Fren Report number 2. First time I actually managed to stream it both on D Live and on YouTube. And I am your host, the Walrus, and with me tonight I have Johnny Ketamine, aka K-Hole, with me again
How's it
tonight.
going, guys? How's it going? Pleasure to be here as always.
And for the first appearance on Friend Report Live, I have Jamie Birch with me too.
Hello.
And you came on my show when I was doing the Walrus show like about a year and a half ago or something, didn't you, Jamie?
I don't think so.
I remember you watched it a bunch of times at least. I can't
Yeah,
remember
I
if
was
you came
probably in your
on.
chat a lot.
I think you came on when I was like doing like one of the open shows on Discord or something. But
Oh, yeah, that's probably likely. Haven't used Discord since, probably.
I try to not use it very much these days myself. Uh, it was about 2 years ago. Somebody, or maybe even longer, somebody had hacked into my account and they didn't change my password or anything, but they sent all kind of crazy fucking DMs to people, and it was a big fucking mess. So, and I found out exactly how little security that Discord actually has, and then right around that
Another.
time, yeah, then right around that time they started taking down people's channels everywhere and stuff, and I was like, yeah, screw this. So, yeah, I try not to use it much at all these days.
Besides, it's all run by pedophile furries.
Yep.
That is true. A
And
lot
if,
of programmer socks.
yep. I was one of the first people, got into it really early before anybody used it. But then it was not too good. Oh, I need
Yeah, I
to.
mean, it's not like a bad idea or like a bad service, but like everything, it's the people that end up using it that just fucking ruin it.
Yep. I forgot to change my. I can change it later. It still says test from when I was testing this morning, trying to figure out the software. Apparently, last night I was making it more complicated than it is.
Huh.
So that's why it wasn't working last night. Figured it out pretty quickly this morning. But I didn't change my description. So it still says test, but that's fine. And I gave people the wrong link because I tried to schedule it. That didn't work. So I will fix that real quick. I think more people are watching on. Well, I don't think anybody's watching me on YouTube right now because they don't have the proper link. Let me see. Fix that. Ah, come on. All right, and that's out. So, been a crazy day today, pretty much nonstop.
Yep.
Definitely no closer to an end to this election mess.
Mm.
Yeah, you know what's funny about that is I was off Twitter all day today, right? I was at work. I was pretty busy. And then I get home and I see a bunch of people on Twitter talking like Trump has lost, right? Like a bunch of people
Yeah.
acting like the it's over. And even from like fucking news articles, like Yahoo News is here writing articles talking about a post-presidency Donald Trump. And then in the next sentence, they're saying he's not officially lost re-election, but it looks like he will. So I don't know, man. It's kind of fucking weird that
Yeah,
all
it's
these outlets are running with these stories to like prep everybody for, hey, Trump is gonna lose.
but it's
Yeah.
not. Yeah, I actually like tweeted about this earlier. It's just all the shills and uh, plants and snakes in the grass have been coming out of the woodwork. You're seeing who's who now because like so many people, right when he needs us the most, aren't supporting
Hmm.
the president because massive frauds popping up everywhere.
Well,
Michigan's starting to look like it's going to get overturned because they found, well, in Detroit, 15,000 confirmed dead people that 4chan has found. The
yep.
hacker known as 4chan has found in the past
Yeah,
couple days. 15,000, and that's just in the city of Detroit.
that, and I'm pretty sure they took that database down, or that paste bin or whatever had been uploaded with all the names. I'm pretty sure that got like 405 night.
Yeah, I got it. I don't know. I got it open on my phone, so I don't know if it's
Oh, okay. Maybe it was just too many people on it last night then.
or they redid it
Yeah, that too.
because yeah, but Pastebin has been known to take stuff like that down, so can't really say it's a surprise.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Yeah, this is gonna be a pain to switch through the, but it looks like more people are on D Live, so
Just over here enjoying my pizza.
nice. And
Oh,
if there is anything happening in the YouTube chat, it should show up on the screen. Streamlabs wouldn't let me put the D Live stuff up on there. I think there's a way I can do it, but I'll have to work at it. Of course, there would be a delay then, but still. Um, but yeah. So and there's like these the software glitches,
Hmm.
quote unquote software glitches in Michigan, which this is some pretty interesting stuff actually. Let me see if I can dig it back up because they found it in the one
yeah, I hadn't heard this.
oh yeah, they found it in one county. I'm gonna find it real quick here. I'm a little too active on Twitter here now. I can't find anything. But anyway, one person in I forget the name of the county. Oh, it's right here. No, that's not it. It's the same account, but that's not it. Oh, but this is interesting. So here, I'm gonna put this on the screen so people can see. Uh, Screen share here. And cut over here. So this is from comments in Zero Hedge, and actually the guy was spamming it on pretty much every article on Zero Hedge. But saying Wisconsin between 4:24 a.m. on Trump was winning and 4:40 a.m. where Biden's winning. Biden gained 145,870 votes.
Hmm.
Trump had gained 27,385 votes. The
Yep.
the percent of counted votes only went up 1% when the vote total count went up 173,255.
Oh.
So so 1%,
What the
yeah,
fuck?
1% of 170. If 1% is 173,255, then 100% is 17,325,500. The population of Wisconsin is only 5.81 million.
Well,
So, right. In
Oh god damn.
2016, only 2,787,000 voted. So, yeah, three times the population of Wisconsin voted, you know, basically, is what they're trying to say.
you know,
Go back to this here. That doesn't make a lot of
Well, that's quite the
sense.
turnout.
Yeah, quite a turnout, isn't
What do
it?
you mean, bro? So many people, dude, people love Biden. What do you mean? They ought to come out and vote for him.
And here's what I was looking was right after that. So, I'm not going to play the video, but Michigan County Clerk caught a glitch in tabulation software, so they hand counted votes and found the glitch caused 6,000 votes to go to Biden and the Democrats that were meant for Trump and the Republicans.
Oh,
Yeah, this one doesn't say the name of the county. I can find it in a second, but that's not that important at the moment. But 47 Michigan counties use the same software, and I'm sure it wasn't just in Michigan too. But
that's just one county, right?
that's just one county, 6,000.
Like that it's
47.
confirmed.
Yeah. So I believe that makes it a 12,000 difference because it's 6,000 that should have went to Trump and went to Biden instead, right?
Right.
So 47 other Michigan counties use that software, but it gets more interesting. Here, I'll screen share again because this is really interesting. So we're like, yeah, glitch. The company that wrote the software needs to be investigated. Somebody's
you know.
like, doesn't George Soros own and sell these? And wow, here's where it gets really interesting.
Get
George
the
Sor-
fuck.
George Soros, Pelosi, and Feinstein own that company. Pelosi has the
Oh god.
has the managing ownership. You know, the majority owner. So she controls the company. Like that is totally insane. You know,
Are you?
Yeah.
like you can't make this
As
shit up.
fuck.
You can't make somebody was like, shouldn't that be
What
a?
the fuck? I wouldn't believe you if you were making that up.
I know. Well, here it is. Like, here's the documents. You know what I mean? From the SEC.
You know, that's one of those things, man, where I feel like it probably is like not on the up and up, but it's like nobody's gonna do anything about it. You know what I mean? If the public just accepts it and doesn't, you
Yeah,
know,
and
doesn't do
that's
anything, then who's going to?
and somebody was saying like, shouldn't that be illegal? And I'm like, well, yeah, it probably should be, but you have to think about who is who makes the laws. You know, if they're acting members of Congress, they're not going to write the laws that make what they're doing illegal. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, that's true.
they're certainly gonna write it in such a way that they get away with it. But really, it makes it really interesting when remember when Nancy Pelosi was like, when all the votes are counted, Biden will win. You know, saying it with such assurance
Yeah.
before, you know, and talking about how we have many arrows in our quiver and all this shit. You know what I mean? And it's I mean, they straight up told us that they're gonna steal the election. Like I said, they want to get caught because this shit is fucking
Yeah, I mean, they
ridiculous.
definitely did. Like, they seeded all of this shit.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, Trump's kind of seeded the voter fraud, and then during the debates, at the time, I was wondering why the fuck they asked him this. But when they started asking him, "Will you like peacefully transfer power if you lose?" The only reason they asked him that is to like prep the public for this exact situation that we're in right now.
Yep.
What was the name
Yep.
of that company, by the way? That Pelosi, Soros, and Feinstein.
Here, let me see. It is Avid Technology, I think.
Okay.
Go back here.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, Avid Technology Inc. So that makes me. I want to go
But yeah,
ahead.
man, the more the
While
sorry, go
I'm
ahead.
looking at it, I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can dig in a little bit and see what states use it. Based in Burlington, Massachusetts. Let's see. Yeah, they usually do like music and video editing software and stuff. So that's kind of weird.
It is super fucking weird. Man, like the more every bit of information that comes out, like makes it sketchier and sketchier.
Oh, it's Feinstein that owns controlling interest, but Pelosi is also in it.
That's Diane Feinstein, right?
Yeah, Dianne
Yep.
Feinstein,
And she's
California senator, isn't she?
right. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I don't know if she's like Congress or Senate or what or
Yeah,
House,
Senate.
but yeah.
Oh wow.
What the
And this was
fuck?
coming out. This was coming out 2 years ago. Teleprompter control system. Holy shit.
Oh, nothing to see here. Move along.
This is from 2018. I'm finding too. Like, oh my god. Let me throw this on the screen again. It was so easy to find. Well, I don't use Google. I use a different, several different search engines, but I was using Quant for that one. Uh, Popped right up. Under Dianne Feinstein, Soros, Queen's Privy Council stole software to push foreign interference in U.S. elections. Feinstein owns
What?
controlling interest in Avid Election Management, MSM teleprompter control system. Like, so they're also who's feeding fucking Biden what to say and shit, you know? This shit's fucking
Bro, what
crazy.
the fuck?
So let's do the audio first. Well, I won't be able to hear it right now. I gotta figure that out. But I'll go ahead and drop the link in the D Live chat real quick. So if anybody wants to, they can.
Yeah.
Uh, that's here. Boom. I did turn on screen share, didn't I?
No, you didn't. Watching your screen, I don't see anything.
It's supposed to. Oh, I think I had to put it up here. Yeah, I don't think it's because it's not doing that, is it?
Oh, and your mother's a whore.
It's just a black. Okay, well that's working.
Okay, hole.
Well, it takes it a minute. Like there's a delay, so it's a. But actually, I did see that my YouTube chat is popping up on the screen like it was supposed to. So that's good. I'll go ahead and drop this in the. Let me just put that back over here. But I'll drop this in the YouTube chat too, so people can peruse that if they want to.
In the
Oh, that was
word.
weird. Sorry, I dropped out.
Dropped out of high school? Like that,
Goddamn right I did, man.
dude. Dude, what the fuck is wrong with
School,
you, bro?
school's for fucking nerds.
I know, right? You got no fucking education. Dude, being able to have a job, dude. That's fucking
Bro,
gay.
what are you, fucking gay?
What are you
Fucking
fucking
nerd.
gay? What are you a fucking? What are you a fucking faguli, bro? What are you?
Damn it! Now I
I
can't.
say,
Now I can't find what I was looking
You a
for.
fucking fajige over here?
I got
jeez.
way too many tabs open. He's a fake
Did
huh?
your mother give you some of her extra fucking vagina fucking chromosomes or some shit at birth,
Oh!
buddy?
Delete!
Oh,
Hey, a couple extra
what
chromosomes,
are you,
huh?
a homo?
Or the less chromosomes.
Oh,
There it is. So going through this, I'm gonna ditch the audio. But Feinstein owns controlling interest in Avid Election Management, MSM teleprompter control system. Her 20-year Chinese spy staffer evidently used sensitive Senate intelligence to brainwash the American public via Avid ISIS Leader Plus. Can't make this shit up.
What
On
the
July
fuck?
20, yeah, on July 27th, 2018, even left-leaning Politico did not ignore this corruption. They disclosed that Senator Dianne Feinstein had Chinese spies working for her while she oversaw the powerful Senate Judiciary and Intelligence Committees, as
Dude,
well
I
as the.
remember this now. Sorry, go
Yeah, I
ahead.
remember
I
that. I
remember
remember
this.
that happening. Uh, oversaw the powerful as she oversaw the powerful Senate Judiciary and Intelligence Committees, as well as the Democratic Party. Her staffers refused to provide substantive comment. Senator Feinstein's financial disclosure clearly show that she holds a greater than 10% financial interest in Avid Technology. Avid applies the newsroom management software names Leader Plus used widely around the world. 10% ownership in a public company is effective control. Um,
Jesus Christ.
Senator Feinstein, her husband, venture capitalist Richard Blum, hold more than 10% of the stock in Avid Technology Inc.
Oh God, Richard Blum.
Yeah, Lord Mark Malik Brown owns Investec One Limited. One of the 377 Investec One subsidiaries is ISIS Management Company Ltd. Can't make this shit up. ISIS financed a project at Avid Corporation, maker of TV and radio production equipment, called the Avid ISIS Client Guide and the Avid Leader Plus Election Night Headache Relief. What? That's some crazy shit.
ISIS is in the Islamic State.
The system enables Malik Brown, Romney Soros, and the senior executive service to push out a common propaganda narrative to control perception management on election night. Perception management is a deep state shadow government mind control term for brainwashing. Right. Yeah. So it gives
So
them
like,
the ability to push censored news and false stories. But where does the voting software come into this? Because that's who maybe, yeah. because they were writing a bunch of stuff for the uh, private money
It,
making for the CIA outside the oversight of Congress, weapon, mass surveillance type software.
yeah, I was gonna say it sounds like they're just they're a software company, right? That
Yeah,
doesn't seem to like particularly have been started to do election stuff.
yeah, that they like twisted for that.
Yeah, like I mean, when they were needed, uh, here's a nice fucking compromised company who could step in and do whatever dirty shit you want this election. That's what it sounds like to me, at least.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Okay, and that's where all the newscasters uh, were all reading the same script. That comes from Avid too.
Oh shit. Okay.
You know how back when the Daily Show was with what's his name, uh, chosen night guy there before they got the darky. Um,
Sorry.
you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. John Stewart.
Yeah, John
Yeah.
Stewart.
Yeah.
And he used
John Lieberman.
John Lieberman exactly. And he used to do the where the show and the whole news media all saying the same thing. And everybody laughed at
Yeah.
it. It
Yeah.
was ha 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 ha. Well, they built the software that did that. But that
Bro, that's insane. Like they they built the software that does that, right? And then they have their fucking clown uh come out and like put it in front of you for you to laugh at, right? Like, oh, look at these fucking, they're all saying the same thing. Isn't that funny? Don't think any more about it, Goy.
oh, this shit is insane. Like I said, it's so obvious. Like they're just like begging to get caught. You know what I mean? And
The chutzpah is off the charts.
yeah, they seriously got some.
Like to a point where I wonder if it's like some sort of weird like sexual ritual to just like I don't know, just be as brazen and blatant as possible and still get away with it.
Right? Because, like I said, they told us they were gonna do that shit, and they did it. And like, I did one search on not Google, and like found that.
Not
You
Google.
know what
That's
I
my
mean?
favorite website. Is notgoogle.com. Yeah, guys, we're gonna use not
It's my
Google today.
homepage.
And not Google. Totally not Google, guys. Don't worry. It's just run
I'm
by
trying to
Google.
find. Okay, it was Antrim County in Michigan that they first found the glitch, but there's 47 other counties that
We
did
need
it.
Goigle.
What a
Trying to
lovely goy.
trying to confirm that it was the Avid that created that software.
Google.
You said Antrim County?
Antrim, Antrim. But they said that they found in Oakland County, which, if you're looking at the electorate map, I was looking at it this morning. And so Detroit, all blue. The rest of Michigan's all red, except for this Oakland County. That's like up in like the Upper Peninsula and shit. And you're like, that does not make sense for that to be blue, right? And
Yeah.
they were using the same software, and they figured out it had flipped one of the smaller uh, runoffs they had there, flipped it to the Republican side. I'm like, I bet if they look, that's gonna flip that to Trump too, because so Michigan's definitely still in play. You know what I mean?
Uh, I want to just make a
Yeah.
statement really quick to anybody listening who might feel a little black pilled about the election. I saw a meme, and it was the meme of what's that fucker's name? That Eric Andre shooting Hannibal Burris, being like, "Why did this happen?" You know, and it's It's basically like Trump telling people not to vote in by mail, and then Trump asking why the hell am I not getting any mail-in votes? Just remember, he is, and a lot of people did vote by mail on both sides. If this
Yep.
was a genuine election, they would not have taken this long to count those mail-in ballots.
Well,
No
and he
matter
didn't
what,
even tell people
those
not
mail
to vote
those
by
mail-in
mail.
those mail-in
Yeah,
ballots
that's
are
true.
fake.
Because you
This
remember
does not work
how
out
they got
for us
all
in the end.
pissed that they said that he told them to vote twice? Because no, he said go ahead, take the thing, but if you want to make sure that your vote gets registered, fill out your mail-in ballot, and then on election day, go to the polling place and ask them if your ballot had been registered, and if not, you can
Yeah,
fill it out and then make sure it got registered.
yeah,
That's not a difficult thing to do, you know.
yeah.
Well, you need a little bit of agency, but yes, not difficult.
Can we this is a little off topic, but I wanted to ask, can we talk about the movie Simon Birch really quick?
Sure.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I
I've
saw
never seen it, so it'd be hard. It'll be hard for me to talk about
Oh,
it, but
fucking Jamie. I saw
you're
Jamie's
missing out.
profile picture and his fucking account name, and all of a sudden I just had a fucking wave of memories wash over me of that fucking movie. And I was just like, that movie is so good and so sad.
yeah.
Dude, I watched it a lot when I was a kid for whatever reason.
Oh, okay,
Uh,
so it's like
and I honestly
it's
I
like
could not.
okay.
I was gonna say I couldn't tell you like why I chose that um, as my name.
Oh, I was gonna say
It's just kind
like
of I don't
so
know.
to you,
Sorry,
Simon
go ahead.
Birch is kind of like Independence Day to me. That's right. We're back on
Yeah,
Independence Day again, folks. We're back on
bro.
Independence Day again.
Simon Birch is a fucking legend.
Yeah, he is. Remember when Man of Steel, the new Superman movie, that they fucking stole that bus scene out of the fucking Simon Birch?
Yeah,
They
I
just
was really
they
I was waiting
copied
for
it like
Superman. I was waiting for him to say I'm God's instrument, but
yeah. It's like, are you fucking
can't win them
serious right
all.
now?
I was waiting for him to kill his best friend's mom with a foul ball.
Yeah, I fucking remember that. That was so dumb. God, how the fuck? Get scared by a stuffed armadillo?
Yeah.
Armadillo.
It's a pretty funny movie. If everybody out there, if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's
Why aren't they
very
telling us the name of the
90s.
software? Like, because
I
that was
don't
somebody on Twitter. Why aren't they telling us the name of the software
know.
company? I really want
You
to
don't
look
think
into
they're
the
gonna fucking
software
tell us?
company. I mean, I'm not looking at. I'm looking at more right wing media, So
Yeah.
why would Trump keep that secret?
I'm not saying, like, do you think? Well, I don't know.
Uh, yeah, but it's crazy. Like how many people you see cucking about it too? Like this is so obvious, and
Yeah.
like has the president really had any support from like Senate
Yeah.
Republicans and shit? Like they don't say anything. Like, but they're not going to maintain control of the Senate if we let this shit happen too. I don't
Ted
know
Cruz
what
is
they're
speaking up
thinking.
about it.
Yeah, Ted Cruz. I like Ted Cruz.
You know.
He's I actually thought when Trump was running for the GOP nomination in 2015, Cruz was kind of my guy then, but
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the. I don't know. I like him,
yeah,
kinda.
kinda.
When I saw him doing his thing, like I want to, but like like he's going hard big tech and shit. Or the other day he was, maybe it was yesterday, he was going hard about like this, this election. Um, but he'll always like drop in like one or two lines where I'm just like, eh. Like I can't
Yeah,
remember what he said yesterday. It was some like Democrats type of thing where I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
your whole spiel would have been so much better served like without that type of like boomer appeal. But like at the
Yeah.
same time, I get it,
right.
completely understand.
And like, what's his name? He was a senator, and now he's Fox News. Gowdy, Trey Gowdy. I really
Oh
liked him.
yeah, yeah,
I really
bro.
liked him,
I saw
and until now he's on
Gingrich going
Fox
hard as
News.
fuck too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gingrich is the opposite. Like Gowdy, I liked him when he was in Congress or wherever he was, and he would go off on everybody,
Uh
and he looked Chad as hell. And now he's on fucking uh, Fox News, and he looks gay as hell with his hair, and
huh.
he acts gay. Like
Yeah,
it's
I
like,
haven't seen
dude, what
him
happened
since
to the?
like 2016.
Yeah, it's like what happened to the guy that was like kicking everybody's ass? You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
wasn't he like a fucking hard nose?
Hard
Um,
nose.
but yeah, man, Gingrich was going hard as fuck. I really enjoyed that. His I don't remember what show it was on, maybe Hannity or something. But his bit was fucking fantastic.
You guys
Yeah,
remember when he was running for president in 2012, and
Gingrich.
he
Yeah,
was running? Yeah, and he made that
he was
statement
running
about
for
like
a nomination. Yeah, he didn't get the.
nomination. Yeah, he was running
Yeah,
for nomination. That was it. And he made that statement about how like I love talking to animals. I feel sometimes I feel like they can hear me and they're trying to talk to me. And all the liberals were like, "Oh,
Based.
this idiot thinks he can talk to animals." And yet these are the same fucking people who cry when you eat a steak, who are giving him shit because he claims he can talk to fucking. Are you shitting me?
right.
These people are all fucking fake. And I know that's a
I mean, that's
statement
pretty based too. Like,
everyone has fucking said liberals are fake, but you can never say it too much. There's never too many times you can say liberals are fake.
Oh yeah, and
no.
like looking at how they're acting these days with the. I mean, like now they're calling Cubans white supremacists because they voted for Trump.
Yeah. All right.
Bro, Cubans are
Yeah.
coming out though. Like I'm really enjoying this, like this turn, this unexpected
I can't say it's unexpected
Cuban situation.
because they've been pushing
Well, for me, I guess.
the Dems have been pushing the whole socialist crap, and
Yeah.
uh they're Cubans that they're here because they hate fucking communist socialist crap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
Right.
fucking
Yeah. And
they
most
got.
Cubans are like racially much closer to us than they are to, any other Latin Americans.
I mean, I've
Yeah.
seen everything from Cubans with blonde hair and blue eyes to Cubans that were
Yeah.
black. You know,
Pretty much
so
fucking burnt.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So they run the whole gamut, you know. But most of them, yeah, they look kind of
The
similar to Colombians or something, maybe a little darker. But
Yeah, I think to a lot of like normies, they can easily be mistaken for just white people.
they're white passing.
And that's why they can get away.
They're white
That's why
passing,
the news can get away with calling them fucking white supremacists.
right?
I've definitely seen that, like that. You don't have to be white to be a white supremacist. That's really getting pushed hard right now, and I see
Yeah,
why.
yeah, they're really pushing that. Like,
I love how it's white supremacist. You can't, like, there's no such thing as pro-white or like white advocate. It's just straight to supremacist.
Or there's no black
if you're
supremacists
not a
or Hispanic supremacists.
if you're
Yeah.
Yeah,
not a black supremacist, then you're a white supremacist, pretty much.
yeah, yeah. If you're not anti-racist, dude, then I mean, you're
It's not
probably
a.
Hitler.
Yeah,
Well, I hope one day we can just fucking pull our heads out of our ass and realize, hey, nobody's better than anybody else. We're all fucking stupid pieces of shit monkeys. We're all just fucking monkeys.
And well, this is the problem is if fucking old Camel Toe takes office, because if they declare it for Biden and we let them steal it, that they're probably going to use the Hunter Biden China shit and Biden will probably just step down, and we'll have Camel Toe there, and she's fucking horrible, dude.
Bro,
they're not going to get anywhere though, because we're going to control this house. What are we winning in the House or the Senate?
Well, that's another thing is that we'll lose control of the Senate if we let them do this. That's why fucking people like Mitch McConnell need to fucking step and Lindsey Graham need to fucking step the fuck up because Purdue and Loeffler are gonna get cheated out of their fucking seats too if because they're up. And there's another one I think in North Carolina. What's his name? I forget his name. I know Georgia because I lived there until I moved here, but but yeah, there's 3 seats that are gonna be up for grabs if fucking if they let them do this to Trump, then they're also gonna lose their majority in the Senate, and not a single.
My question is though, like with like gun confiscation, things like that, who are they going to actually convince to go door to door?
That's what I mean.
That's like the biggest question nobody ever asks. Who are they going to convince to go door to door?
Well, it depends on where you're at. Look what the NYPD did. They're like,
well, I know, yeah, I know, but yeah, in like New York, California, Oregon, Washington, but like in Texas, Arizona, well, maybe even Arizona, but like Utah, Oklahoma, Kansas, Idaho, Wyoming, Montana, shit like that. Like, how are they going to convince either the National Guard or the local police or even the federal police to go in there and do it? And like the discussion we were having last night, if the federal cops come in there and the local National Guard says, you know what, fuck it, we're going to go rogue and we're going to give a bunch of militias access to our armories, the federal government's kind of fucked in those areas and they're going to have to stand down.
Right. Oh, Aaron's saying that Georgia's going to go to a runoff election, which it is, but the thing is, what's stopping them from in the runoff doing the same thing they're doing now, where they just have a bunch of nogs and fucking
F words and N words.
Yep, and
F's, N's, J's, and T's.
In Fulton and DeKalb counties, just fill out a bunch of fake ballots again.
Dude.
Oh, the choo-choo trans. Okay.
Yeah, they got one in Delaware now.
The choo-choo trans.
But yeah, I mean, there's nothing to stop them from. There's nothing to stop them from doing the same thing they're doing now.
Listen.
I mean, it's
good. You know what? Good for them. They've overcome adversity, but also at the same time, fuck them. All right, they don't like what we like. They can go fuck themselves.
What's fucked up is it's kind of like up to.
What was that?
I was gonna say it's kind of like up to us, up to the electorate. The people. It's like if they get away with whatever they're doing now, then that kind of they're fucking scot free. They can do whatever. They can engineer whatever election they want.
Yeah.
Especially like smaller ones, state elections or local elections or whatever. You know what I mean? If they can do it with the president.
The only thing that worries me is how do we know the Supreme Court hasn't been infiltrated yet?
Well, I mean, Trump got 3 nominations.
What hasn't been infiltrated?
True. The Supreme Court.
Oh yeah.
I know 3 nominations, yes, but I mean, you can do a lot if you give someone enough zeros on their paycheck.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, and sadly, that's why most people are in. Why most politicians are in the game. It seems. I mean, they're not here to like represent people or act as an
That's why
extension of the
it's
will of
not
the people.
it's not necessarily term limits that I agree with. I do agree with term limits, but like we need to like drastically cut the paychecks of like all politicians. Doesn't matter what you're doing in office. Like you
Yeah,
need to be like making like you shouldn't make any more than a fucking teacher. Like I'd say
yeah. I was gonna say you
max
shouldn't make any more
eighty
than.
thousand. 80,000 like should be the maximum for a politician.
Well, and all these
Yeah, I would say
politicians,
60.
Mm.
how come when you're a senator for 50 years and you don't get paid that much as a senator? What's a couple hundred grand or something? You know,
That's a lot of money.
it's nothing like the
Yeah,
way they're
I
living
mean,
when you're
yeah,
getting fucking,
Yeah, true.
you know what I mean? Because they're getting,
Yeah.
yeah.
especially okay, so like Pelosi, right? She's a congresswoman. She's been a congresswoman for what, 30 something years? Since the 80s, I think.
Yeah.
And
No, since the 60s.
oh, so really that fucking long?
Yeah, there's a
What?
picture. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. There's a picture of her with John F. Kennedy. You know, my boy, Mr.
Yeah.
Ketamine himself. Fucking she doesn't look that bad
Does she
to be
have big
honest.
tits?
I don't
I
remember,
heard she's
but
got some sick milkers.
Was
she's
dead.
like 100 years old, dude. They probably touch her knees.
What is fucking
The
fried
South Park
eggs on a
episode.
nail?
My
Yeah,
point is, do you know how expensive it is to live in San Francisco? Where's her
yeah,
district there?
Yeah, yeah. 100K salary is not shit.
Yeah, yeah. Like you ain't living high on the hog on a fucking congresswoman's salary in San Francisco, let me tell you. But she's living pretty high on
Yeah,
the
and just
hog.
like paying them well anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna paying them well just incentivizes people to get into it for the wrong reason, for the money.
yeah.
yeah.
They
Well,
should
of
be
course
doing it
they
out of
get to
love for
set
their
their
community.
own. They get to set their own rules and their own. Uh, that's why they don't have term limits, even though everybody's been for it for literally ever. You know.
That really blows my mind, man. Like to be honest, that somebody can
That
just be a fucking congressperson for 50 years.
like that's like the same thing with the police. I don't think we need to defund the police, but like if there are departments out there that really truly are racist, which I doubt there are, like all you have to do is don't defund. Like make sure they have enough money to buy like plate armor, good weapons, good equipment, but like make sure none of that money goes to their paid. Like they should still make a living wage. But like if you cut their wage down enough to where like you're only going to get the guys who do it for the love of their community, you're not going to have any more quote unquote racist cops.
Well, okay,
You
no,
know?
check it out. They're not doing it for the paycheck now,
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah,
You
because
know what
they
I mean?
don't make shit. They don't cops don't make shit as it is.
Oh, well, I was talking about the congressmen and the senators.
No, yeah, I know.
They don't make
Yeah,
enough. That's not why they do it. They do it for the influence, so they can make billions
yeah,
off of that. You know?
yeah.
Bro, that sweet, sweet power.
Yeah. Because,
I don't know why they can't be right wing though. I don't know why they have to. What's so great about liberalism that makes them more money? I don't understand.
Well,
because,
I think that's just because it's part of the overall scheme. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like you don't weaken a country with right wing politics. You know that doesn't destabilize a country. If anything, that'll make it stronger.
yeah,
You weaken infrastructure with liberalism and individual. You exploit the like natural individualism of those people,
yeah,
yeah. Well,
which
and like
is
the
bad.
lockdowns are a perfect example of this. That is, so it shows it blatantly. Is who got to stay open? Walmart got to stay open. You know, the big chain
yeah,
stores got to stay open. Amazon made a million. They made trillions. You know what I mean?
Oh
And
yeah,
yeah,
and all the little guys got screwed. That's what it's about because
fuck
that's why
fuck
they
yeah
want.
they did,
Yeah,
man.
that's why they want socialism because it puts them on top. You know,
yeah.
and then they
Fucking
don't have.
bastards.
Yeah, nobody can compete with it. You know.
Yeah, dude. Like, I will literally be endlessly bitter, about COVID, about the shutdowns. Um, like, yeah, it makes me so fucking mad. But
Yeah.
mostly for a personal reason. Like, I lost my job, my restaurant shut down. It was the whole thing.
Damn, dude.
Um, yeah, and I mean, I had just like made my way up to chef, and you know, lost like a fucking 55K salary, just went
Right.
back to zero.
You
But
got
I
your
mean,
CDL.
Amazon made fucking, like what, millions extra.
Yeah, well, everybody else can't afford to like pay rent and feed themselves, you know what I mean? But fucking Bezos gets to make trillions, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now you have the choice either no work at all or you can work for Amazon or Walmart, you know?
Well, I think Trump. I
Right.
think what Trump should do is he should, while waiting for this election to blow over, I think he should get together a task force of like some of the greatest Green Berets, Navy SEALs, shit like that. Like I'm talking the motherfuckers who like probably knew where Osama bin Laden was before 9/11 even fucking happened. Like this is like I'm talking like motherfuckers who are borderline on like fucking supernatural abilities, right? And
Yeah.
fucking use them to go hunt down the Rothschilds, the Bilderbergs, Bezos, all these motherfuckers, Soros, and just kill them, make them disappear. They'll be like the new untouchables.
Right. I mean,
I would nuts so
I
hard.
imagine Soros isn't that easy to get to, and he's really not. Just because he's
Well, yeah,
so obvious, he's really not who's in control. I was talking about that last night too. He's
Yeah, dude.
really
I mean,
not who's in control, but
they've kind of made him into a scapegoat. You know what I mean? Like he's the
yeah,
fall guy now.
yeah, exactly.
Eventually, they'll take him out, quote unquote. Or he'll go to jail, or he'll be busted for his fucking crimes. They'll call him a Nazi. And then all of the people that worked under him, doing all of his shit, all of the shit in his name, you know what I mean? They'll all still be out there doing it,
Yeah,
and we'll be expected to eat that shit sandwich of, hey, look, we got him, just like Epstein, like, oh, we got him, we got him. I mean, it
yeah.
didn't
no, no,
stop
no.
any of the fucking
Didn't
kids from
stop a
getting raped by
damn
Jews in
thing.
Hollywood.
Yeah, it didn't stop a
Exactly,
damn
yeah,
thing because somebody else is doing it now. But now we don't know who it
right.
is.
Well, I
They
didn't
hand
just
you
say
your
Bezos.
appeasement.
Yeah,
I didn't just say Bezos. I said also the Rothschilds, the
Yeah,
Bilderbergs, all those guys, the Koch brothers.
yeah,
Yeah, because once you start taking, even if they're not really the true ringleaders, whoever the ringleaders are will see that someone's coming for them, and they're slowly
oh yeah,
checking off the list.
I
And
see what you mean now.
they're
Yeah.
gonna either have to just hide and quit their shit, or risk being taken out.
right.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I would totally expect them though in a situation like that, like if they were legitimately fearing for their safety or whatever, their future, that they would just kick shit into overdrive. Like they would use their media or whatever, to tell a story, to spin some fucking story to the public, try and get them on their side or smear the people on the I don't yeah, you know what I mean.
Well, no, what I'm saying is like these are unknown killers. No one knows who they are. President doesn't know anything about it.
Yeah, you're gonna have enough plausible deniability,
Yeah.
enough of a buffer there. You
Let's
know,
say the government let's say the president, starts up a task
compartmentalization
force.
and stuff. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
and then that task force is the one who goes out and hires these guys. The
Right?
president doesn't know.
Yeah,
He just created a task force.
yeah,
You know, it's just like Area 51 for a long time. The president didn't know about it, so he couldn't confirm it till the
right.
late 90s.
Yep.
He didn't know. How could it exist if he doesn't know? All he knew is it was an extension of Nellis Air Force Base.
Well, there
That's
was like Carter who talked about how he was gonna let everybody know when he got arrested about or when he got elected about it, and then
mhm. They probably took him into the room and showed him all the shit that got Kennedy shot.
Right. All of a sudden he totally changed his tune as soon as he took office.
They're like, you see your heart? You see this coin? They did that Men in Black thing from like you hear in the stories, not in the movies, where they take like, you see this coin, Jimmy? And then he did like a little magic and the coin disappears and he says, that's going to be your heart if you say anything to anybody.
Right.
His heart's just going to disappear and he's just going to fall over dead. And no one's going to know what the hell happened to him. Have you heard the shit that the Men in Black actually do to people? It's fucked up.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, like they're like supposedly human alien hybrids. They're not like Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones. They're actually like really fucked up people. Yeah, they're not good guys. They're bad guys. It's a demoralization thing.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like most I don't know, like
Well, that's what they're
90%
trying to
of
do to
things
us
that happen
now.
are
That's what, because they're afraid of
humiliation.
us. That's the thing.
Yeah.
They're not afraid of Antifa because they're fucking,
They're useful idiots.
they're useful idiots. They're not very smart. They're very emotionally driven. They're got a lot of not much. Well, the women have a lot of testosterone, it seems like, but the men have an incredible lack of it. You know,
The women, yeah, the women aren't that
Yes.
attractive, but I bet they fuck good.
regardless of their genitalia, I bet you they have about the same levels of testosterone to estrogen. You know,
You are not wrong, sir.
and
I have a friend IRL actually. I haven't seen him in a while, but he was like an Antifa guy
yeah,
back in like I don't know 2015 or 16 when Antifa like started becoming uh, prevalent. I remember like shit talking it one day and making fun of it, and he's like, "Dude, I'm a member of Antifa," uh, and it's exactly like the type of person you would expect.
yep,
Like those mug shots out of Portland. It's you know, they all look like that.
yep, they do. Uh,
Bioleninism is real.
and yeah, they're like, because they don't have any loyalty to the Democrats or anything, but they don't really pose a threat either. They can just be counted on to pull some,
Right.
uh,
Well, I mean,
be
they
annoying.
have a negative ideology, not like a positive one. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, well, while we're, pro-white, pro ourselves, they're just anti, you know what I mean? So it's a lot easier to
Anti-fascist,
fill
but
that
they don't even
right.
know what fascist means.
Very true.
Yeah.
And that's just
Most
proof
people
that,
that
they're
call themselves
stupid.
fascists couldn't actually define fascism, I think. Like,
I 100% agree. It's one of the like things I see on the internet that just drives me fucking insane is like, nobody who uses that word knows what it fucking means.
exactly. It's like you don't even know what that means. So why are you like? It doesn't mean.
But yeah, you're right though. They're definitely it is afraid.
Yeah, but they're afraid of us as regular American type people. You know, with a little bit of a head on our shoulders, who aren't
Yeah.
gonna just pop off
Yes.
for no reason and all this shit. We're
Well,
not.
see, the word Antifa hates the most is tyrant, because that's a word. That doesn't matter what side of the political aisle you're on. If you're too far to one extreme, you're a tyrant.
It's
In America,
totalitarianism either
we
way,
don't like
which is the
tyrants.
problem. But you don't ever hear
We don't
anybody
like
talk
tyrants.
about totalitarianism. Yeah,
No.
which that's the problem. Well, and I'm not as against it as I used to be because some people need to be told what to fucking do.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, here's the thing.
I
Just
used
because
to
we
be
have an
like,
emperor instead of just because we get rid of the presidency and replace it with an emperor doesn't mean we can't have a Bill of Rights. It doesn't mean we can't have a constitution. It just means we'll have a system where our emperor is just held more accountable. We're
yeah,
able to hold them accountable for things. So what if he's in for life? Okay, yeah. Well, we can just hold him accountable for shit.
Yeah. Oh, you just dropped off for a second there, bud.
Oh, sorry about that. My fucking
You just
speed
muted
button
again.
doesn't work right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like, so what? We can have an emperor or a dictator. Doesn't mean we can't have constitutional rights. Doesn't mean we can't have human rights.
Yeah, it just
Doesn't mean
means
we
there's
can live
one
with no.
guy.
Yeah.
There's one guy who makes the ultimate decision when it comes to
Yeah.
questions. Yeah.
As long as he makes them in favor of not only our best interests but also our constitutional rights in mind, he's not a
Right.
bad dictator. There's nothing really truly wrong about a dictator.
It's almost better
Like
to
if you're
have one dominant person that can just be like that makes a lasting decision instead of it
absolutely.
being back and forth and shit, and not getting anywhere
Yeah.
done. And like I used to be really like ANCAP, you know what I mean, or libertarian.
Yeah.
But now it's the more dealing with people you see, you're like, no, you can't, It would
Maybe
work
that maybe
great if we were all like reasonable, logical people, but we're
yeah.
not.
I
You
was
know what I
just about to
mean?
say that. Yeah.
Well, no, it's not even that. Like maybe just Trump could be our first dictator, and then after that we can go back to normal. But just to piss off the libs, let's make Trump president until he dies, and then after that we can go back to normal.
Purely for salt mining purposes.
Yeah, purely for the salt mine.
But it's
That'd be so,
honestly
dude.
better than the alternative too.
I would come so hard if Trump just declared himself dictator. Oh, dude.
Bro, there would be ropes just flying across my room.
There'd be ropes everywhere, just ropes. It'd be like that episode of South Park when the internet shuts down and Randy's in that fucking computer room just covered in cum.
Yeah.
Oh, the ghosts, the ectoplasm. Oh, ectoplasm. It was the ghosts, I swear. Oh, the day of reckoning is coming. Papa Jonathan Shatner was right. The day of reckoning is coming.
Well, and no matter how this goes down, like, okay, I'm,
He's gonna run for president.
I'm not, they're not gonna be able to, like, Trump definitely has this, except they're trying to steal it.
Yeah.
He knew they were gonna try to steal it, so that's not a surprise. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So we knew that was coming. And
But you know what? I think I gave this some thought last night. What if one of the reasons some of the media outlets, not all of them, as we know, the overwhelming majority of them are corrupt. But what if some of them, or what if there is a thing to try to prevent panic? Like, what if they think like, holy shit, if the American people find out our electoral process is fucked, there's going to be mass panic and people are going to be fucking killing themselves. It's going to be horrible. We got to kind of just pretend this isn't happening.
well, I think,
Still fucked up that they're doing that. But I mean, like I was saying last night, 90-10. You can't.
yeah,
Were you there for my 90-10 talk? You got to put 90%
yeah.
of your shit. Yeah. It's like, yeah. No, that's retarded. Never mind. Everyone's gonna call me a fucking retard now for thinking, really, dude, they're trying to prevent people from panicking. Fuck off. I'm like, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Well, I mean, I don't know, man.
know.
There might be something to that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
not.
I
Because I
think.
mean, it's like the aliens thing. It's like the aliens thing. Like, I think one of the reasons why, even though the Pentagon has admitted that not only do they have a task force investigating aliens even today, or UFOs, but like they're showing, they like declassified a bunch of footage of like F-18s like encountering them and shit. I think the reason the media doesn't cover that on mainstream is because like that kind of shit would cause people to fucking panic. People
That's
beyond
not.
the shit
They're
Yeah.
fucking like
putting that out
riot.
there on purpose. They do it.
Yeah. It's all like
That's a
hidden down.
rabbit
Like
hole.
you have to go down to like recommended news stories and shit like that to see it.
One of these days, I'll dedicate a show to that so I can really dive into it.
You better fucking invite me to that one because I love alien shit.
Yeah, I'll really dive into it because I've been,
Pirate was gonna fucking tell me a story about his experience with aliens, but I was
yeah,
too drunk and scared to
he
listen
was
to it.
supposed to come on today, as it actually, but
Yeah.
but
Fucking F word. That gaming F word. The seething gamer word. So how you guys doing today?
Well, I was getting pissed off today.
No.
Mostly,
Yes.
mostly because of everybody I just see being like, "Oh well, what are you gonna?" Basically like watching them steal the election, knowing that it's fraudulent, and just being like, "Oh well," you know.
Well, I was getting pissed off this morning for reasons that are a little less mundane, a little more mundane, I guess, I was making a delivery at Kroger today, at a Kroger distribution center, and those fuckers, they're so fucking cheap. They can't hire their own employees to unload the trailers, so they have to hire a third party to come out. And what that means is, even though I dropped the trailer off and left, I
Yeah,
had to pay $398 to have someone unload that trailer. So I had,
yeah,
Bro.
and luckily because my company covers it, so they'll reimburse me for that money. But like that means like I had to like fucking sit there for like an extra hour on the phone with fucking com data trying to get like the funds registered onto my card so I could go take it in and fucking pay the lumper fee so I can just fucking leave and get my paperwork. It's
right.
so fucking stupid. They're
Because they didn't
they're
do
like
their
getting
job.
yeah
Because they're
yeah
supposed to
because they're
have
too
somebody
fucking
there to do
cheap.
it. Yeah.
And I fucking yelled at him this morning too. I'm like, why can't you fuckers just hire employees to do this instead of making people like me pay out of fucking pocket for this shit? I'm glad I didn't get a phone call from my company being like, hey, we just got a complaint from Kroger ad telling us that you just went off on them. That's happened before. I fucking yelled at people, and then they make a complaint to my company, and then my driver manager is just like, "Hey, you can't be calling people cunts like that, man. It's not gonna work."
Bro, they're just trying to create some jobs. Come on.
Fuck off. Fuck you.
Well, and wouldn't it be cheaper for them to do that anyway? Because then they got
Mm.
to hire somebody to do it themselves. Because otherwise, they gotta like,
No, because they don't have to pay the third party. The third party is paid by the trucking companies.
oh,
Or if you're an owner operator, like a full owner operator, like you own your own truck and your own company,
yeah,
guess what? That's $398 that you have to literally pay out of your own pocket and not be reimbursed for.
that's annoying.
That's been bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah,
And like 700 miles, that's like $400. That's like the majority of that money coming out of your paycheck.
yeah.
Big gay.
Big fucking gay.
Dude,
Well, but
so
if you're in like a full owner operator, you can just say, okay, well, I'm not doing those runs anymore.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. But I mean, like, in a time like this, you really can't, you really don't have a choice. It sucks.
Yeah,
Because the whole system is like, you got, like, basically, like, to get loads as a full owner operator, you have to, like, go on auctions and, like auction off with, like, other truck drivers to get loads.
right.
And I have a family member who drove to Chicago and then got stuck in Chicago for months. They had to literally live out of their truck and then find another job in Chicago. Even though they live in Flagstaff, they had to go live in Chicago out of their truck and find another job at like a grocery store just to get by until they could get another load.
what the fuck?
Yeah. It's not like the days of Big Trouble in Little China anymore. Like if you're not a company driver or if you're not an owner operator with a bigger company, you're kind of fucked.
Yeah,
I mean, those guys who do like hauling like crude oil or like oversized loads, like those guys make like $200,000 a fucking year sometimes. Those guys make a shitload of money. It's just scarier. Like a tanker filled with crude oil, that's like a fucking bomb pretty much. And like an
Yeah.
oversized load, you're only able to go like 50 miles an hour in a 75-mile-an-hour highway, so it takes you longer to get to places, but they pay you for it. So
as long as they pay you, who gives
like
a shit?
I've gotta have the fucking hammer down all the time, going 68 miles an hour, or else I'm just in a shitty mood. If I get behind someone on a 2-lane road and I cannot pass them and they're not going the speed limit, I am the most sour motherfucker on the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could imagine. You're doing it all day.
And what really pisses me off is when I have a deadline
Dude,
to meet, and I'm starting to run late, and these motherfuckers are not going the speed limit on the highway, and they're being selfish. And what they should do is pull over and just let me pass because they're driving for fun or they're driving to deliver something to their house. You know, like they've got like shit in the back. I'm doing this as a job. I'm doing this as a fucking job right now, and you're getting in the way of that. You're jeopardizing my fucking paycheck by going too slow. Because you know
bro,
what?
just
I've
ram
got
them.
I've got I've got I've got 2 service failures on my record over the course of the year. Only 2. You're only allowed to have 3. On your 3rd service failure, you get fired.
Yeah.
Luckily, my company's been
Was that just like for being late?
yeah, and luckily my company has been moving the heavens and earth just to make sure that like to talk to customer service representatives, all this shit to make sure I don't get a service failure. Because I've been doing good. I've been doing good with my company, and they don't. If I was doing something wrong, they'd tell me right away, and I rarely get a phone call telling me I'm doing something wrong. And I take pride in that. I take pride that I don't fuck up my job very much. So when someone out of my control starts fucking up my job for me, I get a little fucking upset about it. To the point where if it weren't illegal, to shoot somebody while they're driving by on the highway, just kidding. That's satire. It's a joke.
So I'm
Whoa,
still trying to
hey,
find this.
yo.
Oh, that's a spicy meme.
I'm still trying to figure out this. What hey, maybe this is it. Still trying to figure out what software those Michigan counties were using and how many other places they're in.
When
Could
this
be this
election
one.
thing is over, what are we
Dude,
going to
I
talk
was,
about?
I'm sure we won't have a lack of things to talk about
bro.
anytime soon.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I'm sure there will be a bevy of J-ish tricks going on
I
for
know. I
people
kind of hope
to
we'll be
talk
talking about
about and
just more
analyze.
random things.
Yep. And we will
Yeah.
because
It'd actually be kind of nice, man.
I'm gonna go in.
I was
I got
surprised.
some
Like most
ideas
like
for once the.
normies that I know, like
Go ahead.
sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying I got some ideas for when the election bullshit starts slowing down. Can do I want to do like a book club where once a week I read a chapter out of a book and we talk about it and shit. You know.
Oh, nice, bro. If you do some book club, count me in.
Nice. And
All right, I'll try. I mean, I'm not a big reader.
yeah, it's a chapter a week. Come on.
I'm not a read. I don't know how to read. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. I know how to read. I'm not retarded. I'm not black. I know how to read. I'm not black.
I know how to read. I just don't do it. It's
The
understandable, actually.
difference between being black and white is that white people can read. We just choose not to. Black people just don't know how to fucking read at all.
And if they did, they still wouldn't choose to do it. To be
Yeah, they're like
honest.
work boots. It's like the looters and joggers and the zoggers have all broken into the local Walmart and Foot Locker, and miraculously everything has been taken except for the work boots and work shoes.
91. Hold on. Congo was saying there's 91 counties in Michigan with that software. That's fucking crazy. So that's pretty
Bro.
much like how many counties are in Michigan? That's a lot of counties.
My
I gotta
name is
look at
Joe
that.
Roberts.
There's only 83 counties in Michigan, so that can't be correct.
Yeah. Well, I don't
Like
know, man. They might
that
have made
sounded
like
a
a couple
little
more of them
too
than me.
high, but that is like half the county. So well, no, it was like 47, I think. I can pull it back up here.
Tomorrow there's going to be like 6 million counties. It's a whole new show. A whole new show. 6
Oh, you can
million
you
new
can get on board
registered
with that. I
voters
mean,
are all dead. They're all named with Goldberg and Stein and Mann. 6
Bro, I
million.
wonder how many other
6
places
million to
had dead people voting.
6 million Holocaust members.
Well, there was 15,000 for sure in Michigan, and just in Detroit, there was 15,000 for sure. So
Oh, in the DLive chat, John Nada is saying 11 states use that software supposedly. You wouldn't happen to know the name of it, would
yeah,
you, sir?
yeah, 11
No.
states makes sense. I was trying to find the name of the software so I could look it up myself, but that's something they hold
Yeah,
under their hat there quite a bit. But
under their Yarmalook.
but I know it was 40 something counties. Here, I'll pull it back up. That's what I was doing. Just got to dig through my tweets here, through my timeline. But yeah, I don't think I don't know if it was that avid or not. But and then Wisconsin, there's craziness.
Yeah, I'm definitely
Here
gonna.
it is. Yeah, 47 Michigan counties use that same software. So that's over half of Michigan uses that
Jesus.
software. Right. Um, and we don't know which counties it is. It could include whatever county Detroit's in. You
Isn't
know.
there like some kind of like law in place where if there's like evidence of voter fraud, then they can like throw out the votes for those counties? Is that a thing?
Yeah, but they're probably not going to do it.
Um,
Oh yeah, I mean I don't think they're gonna do it at all, but
well, what it
I
boils
saw
down to,
someone mention it.
I was actually reading about this before the show, just before the show, is that there's a here. Actually, I'll pull that up because it's right here somewhere. Cause it was on, I think it was on a Revolver exclusives, but basically the state legislatures, the Constitution specifically gives the power to selecting electorates to the state legislators, and then they don't tell them how they have to select it. So the state legislators can decide how they want to send electorates to the electoral Congress.
Oh,
So in a case like this, the electorate could be like, well, we know that this is bullshit, so we're just going to send Trump electorates to the electoral college, and you know.
right. Yeah. I mean they could just that doesn't make any sense.
Well, I mean, it's probably each state, they probably define it in their state constitutions and stuff.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. It seems
I'm kind of hoping. I'm kind of
kind of
hoping that.
stupid.
I'm kind of hoping they were hoping that Trump would just concede and not take it to the Supreme Court. And now that he is, their whole thing is going to fall apart.
There's no way. See, I don't think they ever actually intended to win. I think
Mm.
they intended to get caught cheating
Why?
because I mean it didn't seem like they tried to win at all. Like I've been saying that for over a year that like they had no intention of winning the election.
But why?
Yeah, I mean they wouldn't have put fucking Biden up if they actually. You might be right about that,
Yeah.
but yeah.
What are they trying?
They
What,
want the
what purpose would it
chaos.
be?
They want the chaos.
Oh,
They want the civil war. That's what they're going for. Why do you think they've been
I
trying
mean,
to egg
dude, if
us and stuff for the
yeah,
past
true.
for the
yeah,
past
I mean, if
4 or
their
5 years?
intention was to destroy the public's faith in the electoral process, then they fucking wholly succeeded.
Right. Their idea
Yeah,
was
but
to
they can.
destroy all of our institutions, destroy our faith in all of our institutions, which nobody trusts the media anymore for sure, for
Yeah,
good
but see,
reason.
Yes.
they taken that faith away from the wrong group of people. They took it away from the people that they didn't want to take it away from. So now the people that they're afraid of are against them.
But they were trying to bring the whole country down.
Mm.
You know.
Yeah, down to its fucking knees, like begging for somebody to, you know, uh, save them.
Well, once it's weak, I'm sure there will be plenty of fucking vultures swooping in. You know.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm sure they're already circling behind the scenes.
Right. That
I'm
was
sure there's
that's
some very spooky shit going on in some darkened rooms right now.
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if China just fucking invades Taiwan while this shit's going on.
And I could get into this. This has been the plan from the globalists for a long time, since
Yeah.
the 70s probably, since Nixon took us off the gold standard. You know what I mean? Probably before that.
Yeah.
But at least they defined it more like, okay, Russia wasn't gonna make. We had to start winding down the Cold War, but we'll build up China and all this shit. You know?
Are you saying the Cold War was manufactured?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mm.
It was sponsored by fucking Brown Brothers Harriman and fucking the Ford Foundation. You know? The Bolshevik revolutions and all that shit. Do you know the whole time during the Cold War that we were sending Russia uh, food and shit?
Well, no, I remember like the Eastern Germany, we'd have like the airdrops of food and shit because the
Hmm.
Russians lost their, the Russians were blockading everything.
Yeah. Well, we
So
were
people
given
were
no, but
smart.
we were given what do they call that? What do they call it when they give them shit? Fucking humanitarian aid, but this different
Yeah.
word for it. But we were given USSR uh, aid
Yo,
packages all like the whole time. They just kept it quiet, you know.
okay.
But they were fully funded. The Bolsheviks were fully funded by the same people that funded the Nazis. Actually, I'm not supposed to say that word. That particular uh, the German party in the 40s. Now they probably didn't do exactly as they were supposed to do, so they had to get thrown under the bus. But
Yeah.
they needed the bad guys, you know.
Yeah.
So and then they made, because Russia then went from being our ally in that to quite the opposite, you know.
Yeah.
And it was it General Patton that was like, if I would have
Yeah, we
known
need
what
to
I
go.
know, yeah, we
Would march
were
for
on the wrong
march for.
side.
Yeah.
We should
Yeah,
have marched on
space.
Moscow,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I think the Germans were bad too. We should have just taken out both. Because I just think anyone who hates American freedom is just an enemy,
we
regardless of
definitely
how
should.
pleased
We
they
should
are.
definitely. Well, we definitely shouldn't have left. We probably shouldn't have even got involved in either of the world wars, to be honest.
100%,
We should have
especially
just
the
fought the
second one.
Japanese.
But but it's part of the globalist plan. So what they're getting to now, the Davos is talking about a new Bretton Woods agreement and all this shit, and World Economic Forum, fucking
Bro,
Great
that World
Reset.
Economic Forum shit.
Right. Well,
Sorry, go ahead, yeah.
they need fucking America to fall in order to install that.
Yes, yeah.
So now it doesn't matter who ends up quote unquote winning the election, you know. It's divided the country. They've been polarizing us for the past 5 years now.
We're gonna need a miracle from God to help prepare this
Yeah.
country before that happens.
Whichever one they put as president, which hopefully it's Trump because at least not as much in their back pockets, I think.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I think that if he wins after this, after all this shit, like if Trump is, does another term, it's going to be a lot different than if he had just won without all this shit happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what it could look like, but
We might. Well, they might.
yeah.
China might try to invade the U.S. I don't know. It's possible. I'm gonna tell you something right now. I have a lot of family that works in the defense industry, and when it comes to air defenses, it's a lot cheaper to build more planes than your enemy has anti-aircraft missile systems. So
Yeah.
the prospect of the Chinese putting paratroopers in Seattle, Portland, San Francisco, San Jose, Los Angeles, San Diego, having them establish a beachhead, put down their own air defenses, bring in their own armor, and then march eastward. It's not something that you'd only see in Hollywood and Red Dawn. That's something that could still very well happen tomorrow.
Well, thankfully, we still have our guns, so that's
Absolutely,
not
and
very likely to happen.
we still have the most powerful military on the face of the fucking planet too, possibly the fucking universe. Because if you've ever seen Independence Day, I mean, you'd know that we'd win.
See, that's exactly why that's why I think that probably, I don't know, any sort of like physical invasion. I don't know. I don't see it.
Well, plus,
I feel
like,
like the subversion is a lot more likely. They're doing it to Canada and Australia right now. The Chinese.
if we weren't
Yeah.
feeding China, China would be fall apart, and they already have food shortages and shit. Like,
Mm.
you know, they can't feed
But I
their
also
own
wouldn't put it
fucking
past them.
people. That's actually what America has over anywhere else in the world more than anything is how much food we grow.
Mm. That's why one of the plans for the communists during Cold War was to set off dirty bombs in the Midwest to take out our farming capability,
Right.
contaminate all of our fields.
And they've already taken out California like
Yep.
like 10 years ago. They took out California's ability to grow food because they used to grow like most of the fruits and vegetables in the country
Yeah, and all
there.
that fucking water.
Yeah.
Every time I go through there, all I see are signs saying, hey, dam water grows food,
Hmm.
and they're refusing to build more dams.
Well, there was some weird shenanigans going on there for a few years where they had that I forget what it was called. But it was a high pressure system that just sat there over California and made sure it didn't rain for like 5 years. And I don't know if it ever got any better because I left, but like California was getting fucked by it. They were playing. That's when they had harp going on, and they were playing all kind of weird weather games, you know. Which,
Yeah, California still barely ever fucking rains there.
yeah, but it's always been like that. But you had the snows and the Sierra
Yeah.
Nevadas, then you get the snow melts, and that's where their water came from the most part.
Yeah.
But but they started going into drought conditions, and I don't know, you know. Well, I think they came out of it a few years ago. But because of the drought conditions, they had shut down all the farms, and then they never really fixed it. So
I
had
think
all
that's just mismanagement. I don't know if there's anything really much bigger to that other than that.
well, there was
California is just a shithole.
yeah, there was the drought conditions, but then it was completely mismanaged too, probably intentionally, because it really took out their whole ability to grow food.
I'm gonna change up my headset really quick. Hold on.
All right, but yeah, it totally like eliminated their ability to grow food. Like
Yeah, I actually don't know much about that situation about harp.
I was living in it at the time, so I was finding out about it. 'Cause there was crazy shit. You would see like I got good at calling it, but one night, this had to do with the fires one year. I think it was about like 2009 maybe, something like that, around there. 2008, no, it must have been like 2007. But they had particularly bad fires in Mendocino County where I was at. I remember one day you saw him doing the whole chemtrail thing really heavy, and I was like, oh, watch, it's going to rain tomorrow because that's the way it went, right? And then it was really weird. I'd never seen anything like this in California. I think it was that night. It had been really, really dry for a long time. Everything was all dried out. And then there was this crazy, it rained for like a minute, really heavy, and then stopped, but there was lightning everywhere. And then everything was on fire, and it was like the greatest fires on record at the time, or whatever. I'm sure they've had
That's
worse since then,
That's how that
but
bighorn
fucking
fire in
spooky.
Tucson started. I remember that. There was a massive electrical storm. I kept striking Mount Lemmon
yeah,
and Push Ridge and just lit the whole fucking mountain on fire.
yeah, the
I
shit was
was out,
crazy.
I was out on the road and I was coming to Tucson one day and I see a giant plume of smoke. I was like, oh fuck, someone just blew up a fucking big ass bomb over at Davis Mountain. But no, it was the fucking mountain was on fire.
And it was even kind of like I would say it was pretty sloppy because the way they did it, it was so obvious. Because that does storms like that don't happen in California like ever. You know what I mean? And you know, even old boomer types that have been living there for 50 years had never seen any shit like that. You know, so.
I don't know why people give boomers so much shit. They can impart so much fucking wisdom on everybody.
Well, and that's part of the thing that they boomers were the first ones to grow up with TV, you know. So they were the first generation that their whole life was dominated by media. And they were the first generation where they instilled the generation gap because before that they didn't really like they invented the term teenagers in the 50s to create the generation gap, you know. And it was very media driven, but it was to separate us from our ancestors so that you think, oh, these old people, they don't know what they're talking about, blah, blah. When you used to look at them as, you know, the wisdom, and you get your knowledge from the, no, I'm not drunk at all.
I got to like really quick. I gotta check out of the gate.
Okay. But, you used to get your wisdom
I didn't
from the
know
old
that.
people.
I didn't know teenager was like came about in the 50s. What's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a big part of the media shit when they were doing everything, you know?
You know that's really interesting. That's I wonder if like teenagers as like a demographic or a group, you know what I mean, was like necessary. It was like necessary to what am I saying? Like to create them, you know what I mean? Like the advent of television completely changed um like a person's life, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas like you're not just like a kid and then an adult. There's like a middle section that 30 40 years later that middle section creates like this ennui that goes into your 30s or even later sometimes where like
Yeah.
people don't transition out of being a teenager, you know what I mean?
That too. Well, and that's when they started really with the generations was with the boomers. You know, we kind of after the fact added in the greatest generation as their parents. You know, that fought World War II and
Right.
stuff. But before that, you didn't really like talk about generations. You know, what was the generation before the greatest generation? 'Cause they didn't call it that. You
Right.
know what I
They
mean?
didn't have these gay names.
Yeah. And until
That's really interesting. I'm gonna need to look into that.
they started
Sounds like there's a
these.
rabbit hole there.
And me, I'm like late Generation X, very late Generation X. But I have more in common with most millennials than I would somebody who born in 1965. You know what I mean?
Oh God, for God's sake,
Yeah.
you're part of the Green Frog.
But
Fuck.
I mean, there is some things to it because we didn't have Ritalin when I was growing up, thank God.
Yeah.
So that made a big
Yeah,
difference,
I was
you
like
know.
the last. I was like the last generation, the last group that before Ritalin became like huge. Ritalin and Adderall. Like I barely heard about that shit when I was in middle school, but 4 years later it was everywhere.
Yeah, it was just starting to come in when I was in high school and stuff. But I knew a couple kids that did it, but like it was just a few years, probably around the time I graduated, that they had the whole like everybody in class goes to line up to take their medications in elementary school and shit. You know what I mean? Like
Oh
nobody was
yeah.
nobody was on medication unless you got sick and like had to take an antibiotic or some shit. But like for the most
God, that
part,
is so fucking weird.
yeah, for the most part, nobody had to. Nobody was taking fucking medications when I was in school.
But yeah,
Like we
no,
had
like
Mm.
computers and
we didn't take ourselves healthy.
yeah, and we had computers, but like we didn't have internet. Like it kind of existed, but I had it because I was a nerd, but
Yeah.
most people didn't have it, and
Back when it took like an hour just to load like one JPEG of a fucking porno video.
oh yeah, it would take you forever to fucking. You didn't even bother trying to download videos. It was like fucking pictures and gifs, because
Yeah,
you'd be
you just
sitting there all day, you know.
you had to plan when you could whack one out.
You had to think ahead.
Oh, you just got your phone. That's why everyone like. That's why like I think porn-induced erectile dysfunction is a real thing. Like being able to not being able to perform in the bed because you're so used to just seeing exactly what you want in terms of porn, and then finally
Yeah.
you actually hook up with somebody, it's just like they're not going to be able to really do exactly everything you want to fucking do, and it's not going to be the same.
Yeah.
Right. You're like, why isn't this chick gagging on my balls, dude? What is
Yeah,
this?
like what do you mean
This
the
isn't what I
picture
expected.
exactly? And like that's a real problem. Like I have no problem with like people
Yeah.
wanting to like bust a nut to something. That's your business alone between you and God. That whole thing. But it's like I think like we shouldn't put limits on it, but we should definitely teach our kids, hey, don't do this too much. It's not healthy. Like if you want to do it to your imagination, that's fine. But like telling kids it's okay to go on to porn like 24 fucking 7, like I really think that's part of the globalist agenda is to get people to not be interested in sex anymore.
Well, and actually, imagination is another thing they pretty much killed.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know.
Well, yeah, they want us not just like not interested in sex. They don't want us reproducing.
Yeah, or
yeah.
they then they don't want us thinking. They want to kill our creativity. Like I was saying,
Yeah.
imagination is something they definitely killed because like everything you can just like, you know, used to even the movies because the special effects weren't that great, so it was a lot of implied stuff and
Yeah,
and
that's why I love Independence Day so much because they used a bunch of miniatures. They used, actual practical. All the aliens in that movie were fucking puppets. They were all puppets with like hydraulic lines. And they were
yeah,
fantastic. That's why they looked real.
yeah,
Anytime you saw a spaceship
Yeah.
over they built miniatures of Los Angeles and New York City, and they built miniatures of the spaceship. So it all looked fucking real. But now the new one is like all CGI. All these new movies, all these MCU movies are all fucking CGI because they don't want to use practical
Yeah,
effects
dude.
anymore, and it's all
See,
their
that's
creativity.
why I love like B movies, especially horror movies and like sci-fi and shit. I get a lot of shit from people for it, but like I don't know, man. I think that ingenuity like is way more on display in like a micro budget or like low budget movie than someone with fucking millions of dollars. When you force people to like work around a problem, you get a lot more creativity and imagination and shit like that.
There was a horror movie I saw a long time ago from the 70s, and it was called Slither. It's about these like earthworms, right?
It sounds
These
familiar.
earthworms, yeah, they like eat people's flesh. So
Worm.
all they had to do, squirm, that's it, squirm, yeah. And
Worm.
all
Yeah,
they
that's a
had to
great
do,
movie, dude. Yeah.
they had to do was just a shit ton of fucking earthworms and cover people in them. And there you go, you got the worms. They're eating their flesh, killing them. And
Yeah.
they're there. It's fantastic. It's a great idea because no one ever thinks a worm's gonna fucking kill you. It's a fucking worm.
Yeah,
But
but
they're
even
like,
before
hey,
there
it's a
that,
was
worm.
yeah.
even like people used to read, and so everything was in your imagination, and then like it was radio, so like
Yeah.
they have voices,
Yeah, that's a good
but
point.
still it was you had to
Remember the
picture it.
movie?
And what was it? I saw it
Remember
was
the movie How to Eat Fried Worms?
yeah, there was a book. I remember the book from when I was a
Okay, so
kid.
yeah. Well, in the movie, they literally used CGI worms.
Yeah, I don't think I didn't, I didn't even realize they made a movie out of it. I remember the
Seems like
book.
fucking shit, dude. It's fucking bullshit.
But I think I remember a cartoon version of it that we had when I was a kid. But uh,
Of what?
yeah, I lost my train of thought. I was saying something, but
Reading, imagination,
yeah, it was
picturing
reading.
stuff.
Then they had radio shows, so then like it was still, but it was still a lot of imagination, you know. And
On both sides, yeah. Like the
mhm.
people doing the radio show and the people listening are both engaging in like they're engaging their creativity or their imagination, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and with music too, because like in the 70s and 60s and 70s, like especially in the 70s, if you wanted to talk about sex or drugs, you had to be creative about it. You know, people had to you come up with these crazy like metaphors and different ways of going about saying it, so that like. And then it got a little more obvious in the 80s and into the 90s, where like you could figure out, oh, haha, he's talking about jerking off or whatever, you know, like Green Day or whatever, right?
Right.
But now they just come out and
Those
say everything.
fucks.
Thanks, gangster rap. Now they just come out and say everything. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, they just dude, it's yes.
WAP,
They just talk
WAP,
about
wet
their
ass
wops.
pussies, just like
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
The
like
way they
nothing to
evolved
the
from like
imagination, and in the videos doesn't leave anything else to the imagination either. And yeah, some bullshit.
Bro. God damn. You know that real quick, quick little sidetrack. I was just thinking about this today, and that reminded me. Have you guys ever seen the movie This Is 40? It's like a Judd Apatow movie.
Mm.
No, good. You shouldn't. It's a waste of time. Anyway,
I
there's
might have
this one
actually
scene in
seen it
it where
recently. Does Judd Apatow play
it's
himself?
not very good.
Does Judd Apatow play himself?
Uh, I don't think he's in it. I think it's Paul Rudd and Apatow's wife. I don't know. Anyway, there's a scene where like Paul Rudd is like trying to show the kids their two little girls, like show them music, and they're like, no, we're not into it. So the mom puts on something, and it's Nicki Minaj, and the kids are like dancing. They love it. Oh, we love Nicki Minaj. She's great. The mom's like, this is music for kids. And I just remembered that scene out of nowhere today, and I was like, huh, that's kind of fucked up, dude. I didn't really like put that together at the time when I saw it, but like she sings about her pussy like nonstop. So I don't know why. Well, I mean, Judd Apatow is a J, so that's probably why. Very
Yeah.
subversive, very small subversive thing there. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, you always know who's behind that all the time. Well, apparently, so
That's true.
Raid Siren is
But
saying
I mean,
they're saying on Fox now that 3% of the vote was changed early on from Trump to Biden. Where is that Raid Siren? That in Michigan or just in general or what? We have a delay, so it'll take them a minute to hear it. But
that is
I'm
fucking
interested in
wild.
that. I could look at it. So I actually have Fox open because I got,
Because
of
I know
course.
that I know there are several states that actually let you change your early vote.
The fuck?
Yeah.
But I can't imagine why anybody would change from Trump to Biden. Like I'm pretty
No,
sure
the whole
everybody
thing
would
was supposed to be the other
change
way
it.
around, you know?
Exactly, yeah.
But did they count the Biden votes
Because of I
anyway?
don't know.
How do you know they really changed? You
I
know what I
mean,
mean? They were supposed to, but
right?
how do
If
you
they
know if they
changed it to
actually did?
Trump, did they take it away from Biden's count? Yeah,
Right.
probably not.
How are so many Senate results still out? Like, what the fuck is going on here? Oh no, it's just the 4 seats. And like I said, 2 of them are in Georgia. That's going to go to the runoff, and one of them's in North Carolina.
When
So
Trump wins, he needs to lock this country down. To lock it, to close the borders. Canada, China, Mexico, everybody. No one's allowed in. You're allowed out. Allowed out. So it's not total bullshit. No one's allowed in. Like
yeah,
in other countries.
he's gonna need some. He's gonna need to do some heavy-handed shit because he gotta get
Yeah,
some
and
shit in
we're
order.
gonna need
And he
not
doesn't
just
have
his
to worry
power.
about re-election, so he can do it. You know.
Yeah, we need to be like some isolationist.
Yeah, we definitely do.
Tell Israel to go fuck themselves. Tell the Chinese to go fuck themselves. We're not fighting any more fucking unjust wars. You want to fight a war with
Tell
us?
them to go fuck each other.
I
Yeah, tell them to
mean,
go fuck each other. Tell Israel to
Yeah.
go fuck themselves.
unfortunately, I don't see Trump ever telling Israel to go fuck themselves. You know.
I would. I
Yeah.
would. I'd say those exact words on live TV
Yeah, you
as the
would, but you're not Trump.
as the president. And I'd say, Israel, go fuck yourselves.
Okay, so we're
Trump,
red
Trump,
siren. There's a little more here. They're saying on Fox that 3% of the vote was changed early on from Trump to Biden, and the Justice Department is investigating. Could be good news or a cover. We shall see. And then he was leaving. So good night, right?
Night, bro. Huh. Yeah, I did see that they were doing some like fake like distraction stories. Like there was that one where some like mail worker was stopped with like ballots in his trunk. He was
Yeah,
like crossing the Canada border or something.
that's
But it
crazy.
turns out he had 3 ballots. He had like a shitload of mail and then 3 absentee ballots, and that was it. And I was like, this is fucking weird, man. Like, why is this story being propped up? But like, there's countless instances of actual voter fraud, like at the polls where the people counting are doing all that shit on camera,
did you
Right?
see the
or
shit about
I've
JSF?
seen Fat Shaniquas dumping like 30 ballots into drop boxes on the street.
Yeah.
But if you post those videos, they get removed, and then they prop up this fake bullshit 3 ballots story. You know what I mean?
So they can say, so when you say that, they can say, oh, that was only 3 ballots, blah, 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 you know?
Exactly.
What
Like,
about the JSF thing about the Chinese shipping company? Why are their ballots being shipped in from China? All for Biden.
I didn't even hear that. That's
You
crazy.
didn't hear about that? Yeah, there's like a company, JSF, and they're specifically a Chinese like express shipping company, and they're shipping a bunch of ballots in from China.
oh, yeah, I saw that about the. Just haven't had a chance to dig into it yet much because so much is happening so fast. But yeah, the SF company that,
Right.
and there was, so like, I saw something about that, but I haven't had a chance to look into it yet. But that did seem like some shit, you know?
You know what's bullshit?
What's that?
Fucking
You'll
bullshit,
have to be more
bullshit.
specific.
You know what's bullshit?
What's not?
Everything is fucking bullshit.
I mean,
uh,
honestly, everything is a
yeah.
lie and or a humiliation ritual.
Like,
This
what's
is
not bullshit these
this whole
days?
thing. If anything everything else is the Lord testing our patience, trying to teach us a lesson in patience and perseverance. As
Right.
long as we all have faith in God, faith in His Son Jesus Christ, we will prevail.
Well, and when they say trust the plan, that's the only plan I trust is God's plan. But that doesn't
And
mean,
God said He has no other intention for us than for our prosperity and our success.
yeah, that doesn't mean you don't have to do anything for it either. Just because, oh,
Exactly.
I
You have
trust
to do
God,
your
and
part. You
you
have to
still
do
have
your
to do
part.
your part. Exactly.
Do your part as a man, as God's creation, and as a proud
Yeah.
American patriot.
Yeah.
And that's the problem when people say trust the plan, like unironically. You know what I mean? Is they think, oh, I just sit back and do nothing. Like, no,
Yeah.
you still have to do
Oh,
stuff.
because
You still have
everybody's
to
going to take
work.
care of this for me. It's
You
like,
have to put the
no,
fucking work in.
no, you have to do your part. You know, you're part of the plan. They're hijacking
Too
that
many people,
concept with
too
the
many people
Q
fucking died for our right
and the
to vote.
America First jackasses and all that shit. You know, they're kind of hijacking that
Yeah.
idea of trusting God's plan, which
Bro, well, yeah. Not only that, they're also like making every like dissident right person kind of look like a fucking juvenile asshole.
Yeah.
that
Like, I
definitely
wonder if
that,
Vic
and making them
is
complacent.
like that's his like, purpose. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. I
Trust the
mean,
plan. Sit back, guys. Don't worry. Don't worry, guys. Trump's got this. Just sit back and do nothing.
right. I
And
mean, he looks like
while you're
he eats
doing that,
mothball
Baked
soup,
Alaska will be running the streets. Dude,
right?
that guy looks like a fucking merchant.
Yeah, he looks like the merchant meme more than anybody I've ever seen in my life.
We need
You
to
know what I
bring in
mean?
fucking Frank
Dude, hold on.
Castle.
Yes.
Frank
Actually,
Castle needs to watch the polls.
I'm gonna post this real quick on Twitter. I'm gonna tag you in it. It's fucking hilarious. What'd you say about Frank Castle?
I said Frank Castle needs to go and watch the polls.
Bro, he needs to go meet up with Baked Alaska.
Yeah, dude.
That would be hilarious. Oh,
Yeah.
That would be fucking amazing. See, like,
apparently
Roast him with meat.
Gerardo, Texas actually stream sniped him the other day. I saw. Oops. Oh,
Fucking
Congo
idiot.
that
Red.
guy, does he have a D Live channel?
Oh,
No.
okay. This is awesome. Thanks, Congo. Uh, the election software system in Michigan that switched 6,000 votes from Trump to Biden is called Dominion. It is used in 30 states, including Nevada, Arizona, Minnesota, Michigan, Wisconsin, Georgia, and Pennsylvania. Every single
Kind of a
major
creepy
swing
name, dude.
state, every single one. It's used in California, Alaska, Washington, Nevada, Arizona, Colorado. What is this one here? Utah. Oh, Utah, Colorado. What is that? Wyoming,
And
Texas,
see, this is how we
Kansas,
know,
Missouri.
and that's how we know it's fraud. Because if it's working in all the notoriously red states like Texas, Utah, all that,
Yep.
and they're all getting high Trump votes, clearly there is a problem with the system that has been deliberately set up. So Trump would lose Arizona, Nevada, all these other states.
Yep.
So
Clark
it's
County,
not
Nevada was the first to deploy the ImageCast XDRE, a fully accessible voter verified paper audit trail. Colorado shows Democracy Suite. The state has streamlined their processes and changed the voting model. Colorado implemented ImageCast X ballot marking device, ImageCast Central, and ImageCast. Louisiana modernized the mail ballot system with statewide implementation of ImageCast Central. New York, Michigan ranked Democracy Suite number one out of five major vendors. 65 counties implemented Democracy Suite in 27 to 2018. This is very interesting. But every single one of those swing states. So I'm gonna have to do so.
Huh.
Yeah, I'll have to
That's
research
very
this.
curious.
I'll have to research this a little bit. Dominion. What's the? I mean, Jesus. DominionVoting.com.
Yeah, that doesn't sound sinister at all.
Yeah. Why would they
Yeah,
come up
What the
with
fuck?
that name?
just saying
Dominion.
LeviathanVoting.com.
Right.
that. The serpent.
Tyranny.com.
Tyranny.com. Oh, yeah.
Well,
And
that's
then,
some shit. Oh, and I got distracted by that. I was actually looking because weren't you tagging me on something here? There it is. Oh, yeah. Baked with his
Yeah.
with his beak.
Which one is fake?
Have you seen his
can't
man
you
titties?
can't tell.
Have you seen his man titties?
Yes. Yes. I have seen the titties.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Bro, that guy, I swear to God. The only, I'm just going to say this real quick. The only reason that anybody gives him that he's not like full now status, which he should be, the only fucking reason is because he's friends with Fuentes.
Right?
That's why like Fuentes gives him the green light and people don't shit on him. Otherwise, he would be the fucking rightful laughing stock of the internet. And it just makes me wonder, because he's out there doing nothing but like making the young dissident right look bad. So I don't know why. And Fuentes blocks everybody on Twitter who even slightly would like embarrass him by association. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's just I don't know, dude. It's not like it's not weird.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that guy. Anyway.
thank you.
Oh, but it's been funny. Well, I like laughing at him. He's definitely
Yes, that's
entertaining
true. Like I
because he's
mean,
a total fucking
lolcow. I will give him
idiot.
that.
Yeah,
Bro, he
he is an
maces
excellent.
everybody who comes within 2 feet of
Oh
him.
my god, dude! If that guy maced me, he would not be able to run fast enough away from me. I would break him over my
like
knee, dude.
Just fucking shoot him.
Seriously,
it's
like,
unreal. Like it's
I'd,
legit unreal.
right?
I'd circumcise him with a Tokarev.
He's such a little bitch. He'll go start shit
Trust
and
me,
then mace
he's already
people.
circumcised.
Yeah,
Oh
I
yeah.
know. I think the recircumcision. Just not gonna have a tip of the dick anymore.
He'll like start shit and then mace people when they're
Yeah.
like and run away like a little bit. Like, god damn, what the fuck, dude? It's content spray, guys. Content spray.
Content. I was just about to say that content spray,
Yeah, little
which is like
content.
almost funny if he wasn't like actually macing random people on the street. I don't know. Like that's
I just
almost a
saw what
funny
you
line
tagged me
if it
in
wasn't
there,
coming from Vegas,
Johnny.
Alaska.
I just saw what you tagged me in there, Johnny. That shit's hilarious. Oh, here I'll retweet it so people can look at my Twitter stream and see what I'm laughing. Oh no, I can't because you're locked down. Damn it. Oh well,
oh yeah.
I actually can retweet Metaphor Man, so I'll do it that way.
Locked down. What the hell do you mean?
You got a private account or whatever.
Oh yeah.
You only approved followers or whatever. But since you were actually retweeting somebody else, I can do it. So, so you wanna see what I'm laughing at? You can look up my Twitter feed there. Oh, this shit's pretty damn funny. Oh.
God. Oh
Oh, and it
God.
was like back to back with that and the baked Alaska. Yeah, I should retweet that too, so everybody can see it if they want. But because that's
Oh
hilarious
shit!
too.
I forgot to tag you.
I'm about to white pill you both. There you go, guys. There's some good white pilling.
All right, I have to look at that real quick.
Wait, what is your at?
Should be diet ultra.
Oh,
Oh,
I found you. Yeah.
you're tagging Shake is your problem, but you're not check.
Oh shit!
Oh, that's hilarious.
She's gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
Right? What you tagging me
Oh,
for,
dude,
bro?
Is Biden doing a thing right now?
Is he? Let me see.
Is Biden doing a speech? I think so.
Let me see. I'll find it. Well, I'm starting to see the stuff coming in, disputed victories and all that crap. So
Oh,
there's
dude.
stuff's happening, that's for sure.
James, who is this fucker? It's just baked Alaska. Oh no! Oh no! This fucking nose, dude.
Oh yes.
Is that
Those are
real?
both real images.
Oh my god! Why is the other one discolored?
All right, I don't see it on
Real.
Fox
That one's not.
News. Um,
This is Bill Hook.
Biden probably is making a speech. I'm gonna have to prepare a little better so I can show videos tomorrow because I thought I could do that, but then it wasn't working. So, nope. I just got off of Twitter and you're like, check Twitter. All right, I'll check Twitter again. Well, what am I checking on here? Okay. Oh, U.S. Supreme
Oh
Court
shit.
Justice Alito issues temporary order requiring Pennsylvania to segregate ballots that arrived after Election Day. Hell yeah,
Based.
Alito.
Hey, Birch, what's your at?
Very based.
Yeah, Birch, what's your Twitter at? I can find it real quick. That is fucking awesome.
Birch!
It's he's the one that tagged me in the uh uh it's at Birch
Okay, it's Birch.
Vaughn. Yeah. He's the one that tagged me in the Baked Alaska picture, so
Yeah. I am actually about to have to jump off.
yeah, me too. Actually, it's getting really late where I'm at, so I'm gonna have to
Okay.
Yeah,
call
I
it a
didn't realize
night
what time it
soon.
was.
Well, yeah, thanks for that
But yeah,
heads up, Jufro,
yeah,
because
dude.
that's 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 a white pill there. Like I said, it's
Yeah,
gonna
that's
look
pretty
bad for a
based.
couple days, and everybody was getting all black pilled, and it's funny because then you see exactly where everybody's heart's at because as soon as the going gets rough, you know what I mean. How many people are turning on them and all this shit. And look,
Yeah, it's
now it turned
really bad.
around. Yep, now it turned around and it's totally different now. Fucking gay shit, right?
But yeah, dude. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming. We'll be on again tomorrow. I don't know who will be on tomorrow. Whoever can make it, I guess. But I will be on. Yeah, definitely. I don't know how to get you the Aaron. You can definitely come on. I don't know how to get you the Zoom link. Uh, you can email me at walrus@autist.news, which is something that I should have announced by now anyway, because I'm going to be putting the audio of this up and probably YouTube video link embedded in
Yeah,
there on autist.news is a website we're working on right now. And still waiting on
Nice.
some artwork and stuff for it. But yeah, I use Zoom for these conversations because the audio is like a million times better. So, but if you email me at walrus@autist.news, I'll go ahead and type that in the chat here so you can see it.
I'm gonna believe you.
Yep, that's it.
That's an amazing domain.
Yeah, it's a cool site. We need some more where I'm waiting on some artwork for it and shit. But we're gonna do all kinds of cool shit on it. We haven't really done anything on it yet, but I will be putting the archives of this up on there for sure. So
Nice.
yep.
All right. Well, good night. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, and I'll go ahead and I'll open up this box here on D Live. And we'll see how that goes. Let's see. Doompill was our Doompill and Magnus. What's the full username there? Doompill and Magnus. Magnus von Thule were the big contributors at 14 lemons each, and uh, Shadow of the Beast with 1 lemon. And Shadow of the Beast is the lucky man with 3.3 lemons, Jufro with 2.3, Doompill with 1.9, Family First 1.7, and John Nada They Live with 1.6. So I will be back on tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern. Not sure who all will. You got your lemon back, buddy. So not sure who all will be with me tomorrow. So just check me out. You probably all already follow me on Twitter, but if you don't, it's at Fren Report. You'll find me on there, and I'll announce the show and whoever's coming on there tomorrow.
And
And
if you guys want to give me a follow too at diet_MK Ultra, aka John F. Ketamine, I'd really appreciate that as well.
yep, let me. You were kind of breaking up there a little bit, so let me read that out for him. It's diet diet_MK Ultra, or at diet_MK Ultra. John Ketamine is a private account, so he'll have to agree to your following, but I'm sure he'll do that. So anyway, hmm?
Go ahead. I was
Oh,
just
go
gonna
ahead.
say I don't want any of the lib shits.
Yep, yep. Anybody who's
Go on my
listening,
whole tweet.
anybody who's listening to this show, I'm sure you'll agree to. So anyway, thank you all for watching, and I will see you